The recent arson attack on a Melbourne synagogue has brought to light a serious issue: how the ongoing Middle Eastern conflict and Israel's violations of international law are affecting our communities here in Australia. This attack appears to be a hate crime, and whoever committed this act of arson must face the full force of the law. Places of worship should always be safe havens and never targets of violence. In response, leaders from both major political parties condemned the attack, with the Prime Minister calling it deliberate and unlawful.
This has been aimed at creating fear, and that is what terrorists seek to do.
The local Jewish community has expressed deep distress, a reminder of how such incidents can deeply hurt our community. Unfortunately, this horrific incident is being weaponized by Peter Dutton, a man once called an extremist by former WA Premier Mark McGowan and labelled a thug by former Prime Minister and Liberal colleague Malcolm Turnbull.
Well, he's a thug, and look, Peter's got one tune that he plays. I mean, it's been all his political life, and that is division and animosity, generally targeted at immigrants.
Dutton, who appears to have redefined himself as a Zionist following a trip to Israel arranged by AJAC, the Israel lobby, has closely aligned his rhetoric with Israeli interests. For politicians like him, a peaceful society could be a liability that conflicts with their objectives. His political strategy thrives on division and a climate of fear and tension. Acts of terror and heightened security fits perfectly into his playbook.
There is nothing that Peter Dutton won't seek to politicise and divide our community over. This was an absolutely horrific anti-Semitic attack that I think all Australians, particularly our leaders, should stand together on. But of course, as he always does, Peter Dutton chooses to try to politicise it and divide our community rather than try to bring us together.
Here he's playing the anti-Semitism card, conflating legitimate criticism of Israel with anti-Semitism.
We have been saying for a long period of time now that the anti-Semitism has always been there in a society like ours, but it really has been exacerbated over the course of the last 13 months. The protest that went on for months and months at our university campuses was a demonstration of hatred,
aiming to suppress any criticism of Israel's crimes, even as the International Court of Justice investigates Israel for genocide in Gaza and the International Criminal Court issues arrest warrants for its leaders. Dutton's response includes a proposed national task force to combat anti-Semitism.
But we will be creating a dedicated anti-Semitism task force led by the Australian Federal Police, by ASIO, by the ACIC, the Australian Transaction Reports and Analysis Centre, AUSTRAC, the Australian Border Force and State Police.
A move that prompted the Prime Minister to announce that the AFP has launched Special Operation Everlight and that this incident will be investigated as an act of terror.
As confirmed by authorities an hour and a half ago, the Melbourne attack will be investigated as a terrorist incident. Today I can also announce that we have established AFP Special Operation Everlight for anti-Semitism.
Now this question must be asked: why the double standards? Why was there no similar response to attacks on other communities? Just this week, an Islamic college in Adelaide had one of its school buses targeted in an arson attack, as pointed out by Senator Fatima Payman.
But in Adelaide, an Islamic school bus was torched. Police suspect it was racially motivated. Yet, there's no outrage, there's no pledges of support, and certainly no declaration of terrorism. Why the double standard?
Other recent incidents in the past include mosques in South Australia being targeted by arson, a petrol bomb was left on the hood of a car of a Palestine supporter, and Sikh scriptures were desecrated. Yet these incidents didn't prompt the formation of task forces. All hate crimes deserve equal condemnation. Why are our leaders being selective? Why is one community being given preferential treatment? Are our leaders pandering to a particular lobby instead of focusing on the broader issue of hate and discrimination? Australia needs a unified approach to combat hate. Having separate labels such as Islamophobia, anti-Semitism only deepens division and are not effective. Comprehensive anti-racism laws would ensure equal protection for everyone, regardless of ethnicity or religion. Hate crimes against anyone must be taken seriously. Our leaders need to stop playing politics and start standing up for all Australians. Everyone deserves to feel safe and protected, not just one specific group. This isn't the time for favoritism or politicizing tragedies. It's time to come together and take a strong stand against hate. Thank you for watching another episode of TBN. If you like what you saw, consider watching our other video on politicians bought and sold. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum.